Hello, I'm Coralie, and I'll be playing Rag Yaman on Santur, and Ishan will be accompanying me on tabla.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Very, very hearty welcome to all of you for today's session. We are currently on day 17, and we have officially started the third and final part of the 21-day program. A very, very, very hearty welcome to you all. Very happy to see all of you coming back and joining these sessions. And yesterday's workshop was so wonderful. We had such an amazing feedback, and we were very happy to have all of you all on board. It was quite phenomenal because we created 50 breakout rooms yesterday, no, 49 breakout rooms yesterday. So we literally created like 50 virtual rooms where we could cater more to your needs. So a big shout out and thank you to all the Sahaja Yogi practitioners who are experienced who joined in yesterday. So that meant that we had more than 50 Sahaja Yogi practitioners join in yesterday so that they can be there for all of you. So we were really stoked with the workshop yesterday, and we really look forward to having you all on board today. So as we go deeper, we've entered or transitioned into the third phase today. So the meditations are going to be more in depth from now. We will obviously still have the Q&A at the end. So once the meditation finishes, we will give you an option to stay back if you want to. We'll have some more experience sharing tonight as well. But if you feel content and if you're busy, so after the meditation, you can feel free to leave. I will be sharing the resources at the end. Today we will be doing a foot soak. So I hope you all have your buckets ready. So let us begin on this third part of going deeper into meditation. This part we have called going thoughtless. So we have on board today Auntie Sarah. She's also from Brisbane, Australia, and she has kindly volunteered to conduct the meditation today. So I pass on to Auntie Sarah.
Hello, everyone. It's so wonderful to see you all here this evening. It's been such an amazing journey over these days. Tonight we're going to start off with a foot soak. So everybody's been doing foot soak over the last days. Whilst I won't actually be showing you the process, what I'll be doing is walking you through it. So it's just an opportunity for you with your bucket to, again, experience that, I guess, pleasure really of clearing out our chakras in preparation for our meditation. So if you have your foot soak bucket in front of you, we'll start shortly. If for whatever reason tonight you don't have your foot soak bucket, don't worry about that. Just continue following the instructions as we go along, because whilst the foot soak bucket is preferential, if you don't have it, the process of clearing your chakras will still happen. So one of the things I will do tonight in the foot soak is actually put a bit more focus on what our hands are feeling, and listening and understanding to what our hands are telling us, because they are the representation of our Kundalini and the state of play of our chakras. So just before we start and before we put on our Kundalini, tie our Kundalini and put on our protective bandhan, let's just place our hands on our lap gently, facing out towards the photo of Shri Mataji to receive the vibrations. And let's close our eyes. And let's just take everything inside. Let's wash the day away, or if you're somewhere where it's the morning, let's just wash whatever we've been doing away. Close our eyes and just take a few moments to Feel what's happening on your hands. Feel whether you're feeling cool or heat or tingling, and where on your hands you're actually feeling that. So to start, let's raise our Kundalini. Tie our first knot. And again, when you're raising your Kundalini, keeping your attention on your left hand. We're keeping our attention on our left hand because as our left hand raises, our Mother Kundalini inside us is following our hand and raising with us. And each time we raise our Kundalini gets stronger, and more strands of our Kundalini are nourished and awakened. Now we'll take our first bandhan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now place your hands on your lap and close your eyes. And take that focus to your hands and notice what they're feeling now. Are they feeling different from before you raised your Kundalini and put on your bandhan? And just take notice of what's happening there. Is there something very different from before to now? You might be feeling cooler vibrations, or you just might be feeling something different. So as we were shown last night, now if you have your foot soak bucket, give some vibrations to the water in the bucket. And we're asking with all humility from our heart, Mother Kundalini, please take the heat from my subtle system, my subtle energy centers, and take that into that water and salt, that water and earth element. And now put your feet in the bucket and placing your hands out on your lap. We'll start by giving vibrations to our Muladhara chakra. So in a clockwise direction, at the base of your sacrum bone, at the front of your body, vibrate your Muladhara. And whilst you're giving vibrations, keep the attention or the focus on the top of your head. And then gently offer that heat to the water into the foot soak bucket. Now moving up to the right side of your body where your right nabi is, so that's your stomach area, and this is where your the seat of your attention is. We'll now give vibrations to this chakra. And here we'll simply say, Mother Kundalini, please let all your love come into my attention. Please let all your gentleness, all your softness come in to this chakra and nourish this chakra. Please let all that anxiety and stress and anger. Please take it away. Please let me feel the love, your pure love in this chakra. And gently offer that heat into the bucket. And now placing your hands back on your lap. Again, bringing that focus back to your hands. What's happening on your hands? Are they feeling different? Has something changed after giving vibrations to those chakras? Now let's take our right hand, and place it on our left heart. And we know that this is the seat of our spirit. This is where our spirit resides, and the pure love of our spirit. So here, we're just going to, with all humility, thank our Mother Kundalini for giving us our self-realization. And with a very humble heart, be so grateful for this spiritual awakening, for this love that we feel in our heart. And Mother Kundalini, please let me feel this love in my heart. Please let all the judgment go. And very gently offer that heat to the water, so it can be absorbed and taken away. And focusing your attention now on your hands again, and notice what you're feeling. Something may have really changed now. Just be very trusting that your hands are telling you the truth about your subtle system. Now we'll take our hand and place it on our left neck and tilt our head to the right. As we've learned over the last few weeks, that in this center, this is where we can store a lot of our guilt for things that we may have done. Either we knew that we weren't supposed to do them, or we did them unknowingly. But now that we have our Kundalini awakening, and now that our Kundalini is nurturing this center, it's going to purify this center. So we have no need nor reason to feel guilty. It's such a waste of our time to feel guilty about anything. We are the pure spirit, and we are not guilty. As this center clears, a lot of other problems with our subtle center also clear. Gently massage this center with full belief in yourself that you're the pure spirit and you're not guilty for anything. And again, offering that heat gently to the bucket. Again, place your hands on your lap. Look at what your hands are feeling. They might be starting to very feel quite cool now. Certainly from where I'm sitting here, my hands are feeling a lot cooler than they were at the start. Now take your hand and gently place it on your forehead and lean your head gently into your hand. And here, this is the center of forgiveness, and we've learned this over the last days as well. So for this center to clear, so we can achieve a state of thoughtlessness, we need to forgive. And it's a very simple thing to forgive, just simply forgive. Don't think about anyone or anything in particular, just forgive. And all this heat will go into the water and the salt and be absorbed and taken away. Mother Kundalini, I forgive. Just gently offer that to the bucket. And placing your hands again on your lap and feeling your hands. And now I'd like you to take your attention to the top of your head. Take your hand to the top of your head and feel the coolness on the top of your head. You might feel cool directly above your head. You might feel it all around your head. The Kundalini has quite a wide space that it's in. Just feel that coolness. So keep the focus on the top of your head and then lower your hands, and we'll just sit for a minute or so in silence. Opening your eyes. And taking your focus to the top of your head and noticing the cool breeze that you're feeling, both above the top of your head and also on your hands. Before we tie up our Kundalini, we'll take our feet out of the bucket. So you should have some water there and a towel or some paper. So take your feet out of the bucket, rinsing your feet. And after you take your feet out, again, just give some vibrations to that water in the bucket and thanking the Kundalini for taking away that heat from your subtle system. Thank you, Mother Kundalini, for that foot soak. And now we'll raise our Kundalini. And you may be noticing this time, raising your Kundalini, that the vibrations are feeling a lot stronger. You can feel your Kundalini more strongly above the top of your head and also on your hands. I will put on a bandhan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we bow very gently in humility and thank our Kundalini for clearing our subtle system. Thank you, Mother Kundalini. And now I think there's going to be some meditation, but before then, just take a few minutes to go and throw your bucket water away in the toilet and remember to flush it.
So the basis or the essence of the Swadhisthana chakra, though is aesthetics, the force and the energy of Swadhisthana chakra is attention. If you have a wobbly attention, if your attention is 1 minute here, 1 minute there, if you have an attention by which you just can criticize others and cannot see your own faults, if you have an attention by which you show people that you are a frivolous, nonsensical person, then your Guru principle is wasted. It is the effort of Sahaja Yoga that is wasted. And your Guru's job is also wasted. Minimum of minimum. First, the attention has to be pure. But pure attention doesn't mean harshness. It doesn't mean asceticism. It doesn't mean disciplining your eyes like a blinkers of horse. But in all freedom, your attention to be concentrated. Where do we pay our attention the most? If we are honest, we can think on human level, we pay our attention to our children, to our wife, to our husbands, to our family, the relationships which are with love. So, when your attention has got the compassion and the love for another person, then only you can work out the realization of others. If you have to work out the realization of others, it has to be an intense love for another person. If you don't have that intensity, you are just moving your hands, raising the kundalini because your mother has given you powers and it's finished off. That intensity of love can only give you success with your pure attention, and I think the pure attention can only love. Impure attention cannot love, because all impure attention is self-oriented, I-oriented. They are not self in the sense, spiritual-oriented. But the idea that spirituality is love, it seems to be a new idea for many people. They think spirituality means a person who is just absolutely dry like a beanstalk and nobody can go near that person, nobody can communicate with such a person because that person is too pure. If the soap cannot cleanse your body, what's the use of having the soap? If the soap is afraid to come near you, then it's better not to be called as soap. So, we come to the point that the creativity, if it is our aim, lakshya, for that the attention we should purify and to be purified with love, with compassion. And the same attention, when it is filled with love and compassion, it gives you dynamism, it gives you strength, it's untiring zeal you get. And the joy of seeing your reflection into another person is very beautiful. No words can describe it.
Thank you, Andrew. That was very beautiful. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I can feel my Kundalini very strongly now. And I'm feeling very peaceful and quiet inside. Feeling lots of cool vibrations on my hands as well. Just take a moment to reflect on how you're feeling. You're feeling lots of cool from your Kundalini and how you're feeling on your hands. Over the last few weeks, we've been learning lots of new things, and today's no different. Vaibhav, could you pop up the infographic, please? So today we're going to learn about a very beautiful prayer that we say a lot in Sahaja Yoga, and it's a prayer which is specifically designed to enlighten and nourish and strengthen our Muladhara chakra. So last week we learned about the Muladhara chakra and that it sits at the base of the sacrum bone, and it has 4 petals, and it has very specific qualities about it which are very important to our spiritual growth, but it's very important for sustaining our spirit and supporting our Kundalini. And the qualities of the Muladhara chakra, first and foremost, are innocence and wisdom, but it also has qualities of purity and fearlessness. So the prayer I was talking about is, it's written in Sanskrit, and we'll be playing it shortly. And as I mentioned before, we say this prayer a lot because when our Muladhara chakra hears this prayer, it gets very happy, and it opens more of its petals and becomes stronger, and it lets our Kundalini become stronger. So when we play this prayer, again, just keep the focus on the top of your head. And the other thing we simply have to do is place our left hand out on our lap, with our fingers facing forward to receive the vibrations, and our right hand drops down to the Mother Earth, and that allows all the heat from the left side to go out and into the Mother Earth. So because this prayer is in Sanskrit, you won't understand it, and that can actually be a good thing because then we don't think about it. But at a vibrational level, your Muladhara chakra responds to it, and you'll really feel the benefit of it. So once again, just take just a little bit of time to look at what's happening on your hands and what you're feeling and how you're feeling before we hear this prayer, which is called the Ganesha Athavashesha. But then after we finish the prayer, we'll have another short 5-minute meditation. I'm not sure whether it's to music or whether it's silent meditation. But again, after we listen to the prayer and after the meditation, again, we'll take some time to look at how we're feeling. So, thank you.
नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवुत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचूर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमिष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवः स्वरों गणादिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादि तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादः सन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निःसृद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणम् अच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते स्तुलम्बोदरायैकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Gently opening your eyes. That was a very beautiful meditation. I hope everyone's feeling the beautiful peace and quiet inside. Let's take a little bit of a moment to focus on your Muladhara chakra and how it's feeling after listening to that amazing prayer, the Ganesha Arthavashesha. I hope it was very special for you. Before we tie our Kundalini, let's just take our hand to the top of our head, feeling our vibration. Raise your hand as high as you can to feel your Kundalini. Sometimes it can go as high as your hand will actually go. And as I mentioned earlier, you can feel it right around you, your Kundalini. It's all encompassing, all loving, all nurturing. Now let's raise our Kundalini. We should be feeling the Kundalini above our head very strongly now. And as we tie our Kundalini, just keeping our focus above the top of our head and enjoying that state where there's no thought. And putting on our bandhan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then bowing gently to thank our Kundalini for this wonderful experience, for the peace and the quiet and the thoughtless space. Now, I think over to you, maybe Manika now.
Thank you, Auntie Sarah. Thank you for the beautiful meditation. Thank you to everyone who's been here. We really, I feel very peaceful myself, so I don't know what to say. But I hope you felt just as peaceful as I did. Thank you, Auntie Sarah, and thank you, Uncle Andrew, for the lovely flute music. It's always so nice to have live music because it just enhances the state of our own subtle system. The poem that we shared today, we will also put it on the website, freemeditation.com.au/21 days. I'll quickly show you a few more resources that we've added to the website. Let me just share my screen with you. Oh no, I'm just trying to open it. Just a second. got it. I just have too many tabs open. Sorry for that. So on the website, premeditation.com.au/21 days, here is the website. We've repeated quite a few details. You can find the links here. So just to let all of you know, we are not going to delete the website, neither will we take the videos off. The videos of all the 21 days, once they're done, will always be available on YouTube for you to be able to watch later. So yesterday we finished part 2, which is the spiritual ascent on the chakras. So from Monday to Saturday, we finished the 7 chakras. Because we had the workshop on Sunday, we did the 6th and 7th energy center on Saturday. And yesterday we had the workshop where we also did the candling and foot soak outside on the main room. And we had the breakup rooms for individual experiences. We've now entered part 3, which is started today. It is called Nirvicharita, meaning thoughtlessness through meditation. So this is the third part right here. So if you go on part 1, you will find the recordings from day 1 to day 9. And if you go to part 2, you will find the recordings from day 10 to day 16. And currently we are on day 17. This is part 3. And you will find the recordings as and when they're done in this section. As always, the resources tab is right here. So if you click on resources, you will be able to see the resources. We are slowly in the process of uploading the affirmations as and when they're done right here. So you'll find a quick guide on how to meditate at home right here. The subtle system, which we covered last week, is all here. So if you click on that, you should be able to find the subtle system. Then the talks, the music, the balancing techniques that we do, they're all right here. And there's a few more useful links and glossary of terms here. Now, it is, as we mentioned, it is nice to have Shri Mataji's photograph for meditation. So if you're interested in that, you can find them right here and you can print them out. So they've been done in order for you to be able to print straight away. So they're the right size. And always we are available for any kind of help you might need. So if you, we'll put our contact details in the chat window again. You will be able to contact us at any time. If you're not on the WhatsApp group, just send me a message. I'll put my number in the chat window now. And feel free to contact us if you have any doubts, any questions. Also, yesterday we announced that we will not leave you guys high and dry after 21 days. Your support means a lot. These programs have really kept us going as well. They take the fatigue out, they rejuvenate us, because as Shri Mataji said in the talk today, when you share the joy, it uplifts you as well. So that's what we're trying to do. This is all volunteer work. We all have our day jobs, but we've really enjoyed this experience of sharing the joy that we have felt with all of you. So we will be having a 21-day intermediate program. So this was beginners, and we will start with the intermediate program after this. And it is also going to be just 21 days. We are still in the process of finalizing the details. So we will share with them in the next couple of days. So that program will only be for all of you who are joining us every day. So like I said, thank you again. We'll share the details on how we're working this out in just the next couple of days. So as always, we're going to give you a couple of minutes of silence to decide if you want to stay back for some experience sharing, some knowledge sharing, and some Q&A. If not, if you're feeling peaceful, please feel free. You can leave the meeting. There is no problem. You can start your day or end your day, whichever time zone you're in right now. So just give you a couple of minutes to decide. Oh yes, today we are also going to be introducing one new element today. So the experience sharing and Q&A section, we also have an addition. We're gonna play some interviews that Shri Mataji gave to, she gave a lot of interviews in her time to BBC, to a lot of news channels, to a lot of news channels across the world actually. So we will be playing a short interview given by her, which will also be like a Q&A. So it's just that the questions are being asked directly to Shri Mataji, and she's answering them. What I found when I saw them, when I first started Sahaj, that they answered a lot of my questions. We didn't have a program like this running online at our convenience back in those days. 6 years ago, we didn't have anything like this. So these interviews really helped me. They answered a lot of my questions. So feel free to stay back. We will be sharing that interview. And then we'll also have some Sahaj yogis, the practitioners here, to answer some more questions and share some experiences. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to decide if you want to stay back or if you want to leave. And if you're leaving, as always, we fold our hands in Namaskar. And when we bow our head in humility, and in Sanskrit, in Hindi or Sanskrit, I'm not sure, we say, when we pay our obeisance to our mother, our Kundalini, our individual mother, we say Jai Shri Mataji, meaning obeisance to our holy mother. So as always, Jai Shri Mataji.
There have been a string of gurus and maharijis over the last few years who, according to their followers, have the one true message. Well, the latest to visit the eastern counties, 62-year-old Indian woman Shri Mataji, who lays claim to the title of India's greatest saint. But her brand of yoga doesn't only lead to a serenity that can transform people's lives, it even produces a cool, soothing wind out of thin air. A rather sceptical Julia Booth caught up with Shri Mataji in Cambridge.
This man was a drug addict, his life in tatters at the mercy of LSD. He met Shri Mataji, learned her Sahaji Yoga, as it's called, in a few minutes, and now he's prosperous and happy. It isn't physical yoga, it's based around something called Kundalini, which is a sort of inner energy, which, when released, can apparently give you serenity and cure illnesses. The great Indian leader Mahatma Gandhi met her when she was a child. He recognised her gift and invited her to live and learn with his household. Her teachings follow no specific religion and are imparted in minutes. There's even physical proof. Apparently a cool breeze can be felt from the head when you're enlightened.
It comes up here and pierces through this area called the fontanelle bone area, and you start feeling a cool breeze coming out of your head. And that is the time we should say it's the real baptism, because that's the time when you really feel the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost coming out of your head.
And I gather that you have a cool breeze coming out of the top of your head all the time. Is that correct?
I must be.
May I feel it?
Yes,
See if
all
I
right,
can...
feel it.
Yes, I can. But it's hard to know what... Oh, yes. Yes. It's definitely cooler up there. That's incredible. Is this something that I can do on my own now?
Yes, now you can do it very easily. Now how to raise your Kundalini is very simple. You put your hand like this, I'll show you here. Now, you put your hand, you have to take out your shoes, I'm sorry. Because the Mother Earth...
I have to take my shoes off?
That's better, because the Mother Earth is another element which helps us a lot.
Oh, right.
All right? So we have to take help from every element. Because there's problem in the elements, that's why we have problems. All right. Now what you have to do is to put this hand in front of the Kundalini in a straightforward way. It's nothing difficult. And then this right hand has to, because this is the hand of action, this is the hand of desire. Now you put this right hand like this, go on moving in a clockwise manner, take it up, make your neck little loose, put this hand out and just make a knot. One. Now again. Now it's moving faster. If you see your hand itself is moving. Now take it up. Now again put it back. Is the second one. Now, second one.
And what is this
Three
doing?
times. Now you'll see that. Now I'll show you. Now the 3 times you have to do the third one. You'll see the results of that. All your heat is going in the Mother Earth. Now. 1 is 2.
Well, I have to admit that the breeze from my head and hands was the merest flicker compared with the almost gale force which came from Shri Mataji herself. Now here's your chance, because this cool breeze can apparently be felt through a television set if you're particularly sensitive.
Yes, if you can place your hands towards the television, you can feel the cool breeze quite easily because you are just there. Only thing you have to make a little breakthrough, and the time of resurrection has come. This is the time of your judgment and it has to work out. It's a blossom time, as I call it. Many are flowers and it has to work out. Now put your hands towards me and see that you feel the cool breeze in your hand. Do you feel the cool breeze? And do you feel the cool breeze on top of your head? You can feel it with your right hand or you can feel it with your left hand, and this is the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost coming out of you, and now you can feel it all around you. In a subtle way, it is everywhere working, but now you can feel it. First time you can feel it.
Has thousands of followers around the world who hail her as India's greatest living saint. She teaches a state of self-realization and happiness and says that with a spiritual force she can cure the incurable. She's speaking at public meetings in Bedford tonight and Northampton tomorrow, and today she gave her first television interview in England. Our reporter is Rebecca Atherstone.
Her Holiness, Mataji Nirmala Devi, is known around the world for her healing powers. Her followers look upon her as divine. Mother, as she is referred to, preaches a gospel of peace and has discovered a spiritual force called Kundalini, which is shown on this chart. She can release it in seekers, as she calls them, to give them complete awareness. She admits that many Westerners are skeptical of her powers, but she scorns the idea of charging money for her gift. Her claims of success in curing and healing are remarkable. Alcoholics have been known to give up drink, drug takers have been cured, but perhaps most extraordinary of all, she claims to have cured many cancer victims. How many people have you managed to cure who've had cancer?
Thousands, I don't know.
Thousands?
Yeah,
what do doctors think of what you say?
You see, the trouble is, I myself have done medicine, and the doctors are the people who are working with the shoot side of life, you see, not the roots of it. So the trouble with them is that anybody starts talking that it can be cured by a higher method than a human awareness, then they don't want to jump into that awareness, which is a higher awareness that one has to achieve, because human awareness is still transitory. You have to achieve that awareness, which is the divine awareness. When you have that awareness, then only you can cure it.
How would you describe yourself, as a healer or a spiritualist?
You see, I do not want to fall into any category myself, because I'm a housewife and I have to do all the jobs of a housewife. I'm also a diplomat's wife, so I have to act as a diplomat's wife. I'm also a person who has to do this work of Sahaja Yoga, so I don't know how to describe myself.
Can I ask you if you can reach me?
Yes, yes, one can reach masses. Now, you have to first see, in your case now, what is the problem. First is that there's an imbalance, a little imbalance, because you have to work outside too much. I think you have to go out too much and you don't have much time for your emotional life. So it's more that you are more mental and physical, but less of emotions in you. So there has to be a balance. So first I give you a balance like this, all right? I have to put you into balance now. Now this is, you're working with your mind too much, so you are overworking it, so your liver is out. And the liver is also excited. So to put it right, what we have to do is to just put you...
What are you doing?
Just I am removing the liver pressure. The liver is expressed in this part and this part of the hand. So your liver pressure is reduced. It's very simple.
Now, is anyone watching this going to feel any effect from you?
From me?
Yes.
No effect. No, nothing. Because it is just, you see, it's like construction of the destruction. You just take out the destruction out of the construction. That's all. It's very simple. Now, what I'm doing now, you have to now just say within yourself, or loudly if you want to, say that, Mother, I forgive everyone. Just say that.
Mother, I forgive everyone.
Yes, you have to say thrice. Now let's see. Say it.
Mother, I forgive everyone.
Again.
Mother, I forgive everyone.
Again.
Mother, I forgive everyone.
Now see. Is it flowing? A little breathe. It's very sensitive. It's very subtle.
Well, I can feel the nearness of it.
Yes. Started. See? Just what I'm making a cross on your hand. You see, that's Christ who said you have to forgive. Now, see, it's working.
And what will it do for me in the long run?
In the long run, that it is your own power now will manifest. You have this power within yourself. Now with this you will feel very peaceful. You will control your thoughts. You don't have to think all the time. You can rest without thinking. If you want, you can think, otherwise you need not think. Then your own powers will be manifested by which you can give this power to others. There's so many things you can do.
So those were interviews that Shri Mataji gave in 1980s in England to BBC. There's heaps more that we will be sharing shortly in the days to come. But this was just a brief introduction to some of the interviews she gave. And so now let's bring on the panel that we have for tonight. We have Auntie Jenny. Hello, Auntie.
Hello.
Just going to bring you in spotlight now. We have Auntie Sarah, who did the program today. So welcome, Auntie Sarah. Welcome on board.
Hello.
And we also have Auntie Nirmala. You've seen her a couple of times before. She's also from Malaysia. And we have Uncle Edwin. Is Uncle Edwin here? Yes. Hello, Uncle.
Hello, everybody.
Very, very excited to have you all on board tonight. You guys have been amazing as well, finding time for us and for these programs and sharing your valuable experiences with us. So thank you for that to all of you. Actually, we were going to take some questions, but there's barely any question. So what I'm going to do is we'll see if we have any questions and we'll take them as they come. But let's start with a little bit of experience sharing again tonight, because that's the feedback I personally also got, that people love listening to all these amazing experiences that all of you have been sharing here.
Yes, Malika, I would like to share my experience. I've been longing to share this experience with everyone.
Go ahead.
I made a trip to Brisbane last year. I went on a holiday to visit my friend in Gold Coast. So it was in March last year, and it was the beginning of COVID, the spread of COVID-19 in Malaysia and also I think in Australia.
But 2020, last year.
Yeah, last year. And least did I realize that there will be lockdown and things like that. So I had a nice holiday with my friend in Gold Coast, and I also spent some beautiful moments with Brother Edwin and his family in Townsville. And then I came back to Brisbane, and there everything started. That I had to rebook my ticket to fly back to Melbourne. And I went to Melbourne. I could not even buy food for myself because they refused to accept cash. Due to the lockdown, they wanted everything in card. And then I was caught unaware, And then when I went to the bus station in Southern Cross Station to get a bus to the airport, and I was told that all flights were cancelled and I can't go back to Kuala Lumpur. So imagine, what am I to do, And for a moment, I just sat there in the bus station and I composed myself and I said to myself, I just spoke to my mother energy within me. I spoke to her and I said, I don't have anyone. I have friends. I've called them, but they cannot have me over because in Melbourne, it was locked down. If they were to take me in, then they have to quarantine and I too have to quarantine. So a lot of messy things, were going on. So I didn't know what to do. I just sat down and I prayed to Mother Kundalini. I said, please look after me. I'm in a foreign place and I don't know what to do. So that night in the bus station, there were only two ladies finally. And, we had each other for company. And of course, myself, I had my energy to look after me. And through her acquaintance, I came to know that I can go to the consulate, the Malaysian consulate in Melbourne the following day. So I went to the consulate. And, imagine me carrying a big luggage bag of, 30 kg, a backpack, and all this with me, in the tram. And finally, I found the place. But when I reached there, I was asked whether I had an appointment to see the consulate general. And I said, no, I didn't make an appointment. I don't have Wi-Fi. How can I make an appointment? I'm supposed to go back and here I am stranded. And then I just kept on praying to Mother Energy that I'll be let into the consulate. And finally, they allowed me in. I spoke to them. I told them all my problems. I say, here I am traveling alone. I don't have any companion. And, there were so many people coming and telling their predicament. And then I told the consulate, I say, you have to do something for me. I'm a senior citizen. I was a government servant and here you can't leave me like this. But they were kind enough. They told me where I can go and get a gift card. A lot of things they showed me. And they also gave me a hotel, which I could afford to stay for the rest of the days. They didn't promise me when I can come back to Malaysia. So there again, I went back, I checked into the hotel and they were so nice that they gave a counselor to counsel me throughout the few days. But I just kept on praying to my mother energy, and said, please take care of me. And sure enough, she took care of me. And then finally, the counselor told me, you write your story in Facebook. He gave me one Facebook and I wrote it. And help just started pouring from people, okay, you can come and stay with me, we'll offer you your hotel stay and things like that. And finally, I got connected to my son's friend who is in Melbourne, and he offered to let me stay until I could fly back to Malaysia. So there I stayed in the hotel for 3 days and later I stayed with them for 1 week. So what I like to share with you all, when you are lonely, you feel, the world is coming to an end. There's somebody you can hold on to this mother energy. And she really looks after you. So this is the experience that I wanted to share with everyone, that even though you feel lost, you feel that there's no one, but you can rely on this energy to keep you going. So this is a miracle that happened.
No, thank you so much for sharing, Auntie. That is just so amazing because let's talk about security today, actually. We've always had a theme going around the experience sharing, and thank you, Auntie Nirmala. This really strengthens the fact that, the sense of security which lies in the heart. Yes. If you feel secure enough and confident enough within you, when you know your mother is looking after you, you have protection all around you, then you get the confidence to face the world, no matter what the consequence is in front of you, no matter what situation you're in. And your story truly shines the fact that, although you were here in Australia, yes, away from your own family, away from your friends, in a situation that none of us saw coming. COVID yes. brought such a plethora of things that nobody saw. It was like domino effect, one after the other, everything kept falling and you didn't see any of it coming. So to be on your own like that and to still have the faith that you're looked after really strengthens the heart right here. It strengthens it actually strengthens the spleen, which is right here in the center. And the spleen is actually responsible for creating antibodies, and it really strengthens you from within, right? When we feel that sense of security. So does any one of you here have any more experiences to share where you felt that sense of security within, where you felt that you're protected?
I have, maybe not about security. Does anyone else have one about security?
I mean,
Mine is
we
a
don't
little
have
bit
to stick
different.
with it, but sure, go ahead, Auntie.
It's very similar to Nirmala's in that the idea is that we are always looked after, regardless of what situation we're in. And all we need to do is to ask this mothering energy to look after us. This is also a little bit more mundane than Nirmala's, but it still had a very profound effect on me. It was quite early when I first came to Sahaj, but I remember someone told me about the power of prayer, about praying to the divine, praying to this kundalini within you. And I remember one day I was late for work and I had a meeting, and I was driving to work, and I got up to this this very busy road. It was like a four lanes I had to cross. Usually there is traffic lights, but on that morning there were no traffic lights. So I remember thinking to myself, I'm never going to cross here. There's so much peak hour traffic. There's 2 cars going this way, 2 cars going that way. I'm going to be really late for work. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I remembered this idea about praying. So even though it was very mundane, really, on the scale of things, but I remember saying, please help me get across this road. And honestly, as within 10 seconds, the traffic just stopped. It was like there was a clear path and I could just go across all the lanes of highway to the other side. And I remember getting to the other side and thinking, I really need to pray for something much more profound than traffic. So, but it was the understanding that connection, that feeling of being looked after, of being cared for, that once we get our realization, we are connected to this divine power, and the divine power looks after us, regardless of what our desires are.
Thank you, Auntie. That is also super amazing to hear. I also often do that when I'm in traffic, because I also teach and I go for my classes. I'm always in a rush because if I don't reach on time, the class doesn't start. So it sort of puts you in that emergency mode all the time. And I'm like panicking, oh, I need to hurry. Why am I getting all the red lights? And it's often when I have to remind myself, and I have to just take a breath and pray and have confidence that there is a higher power looking after me. So all I need to do is just pray and surrender. And I've always reached on time, no matter how late I'm running. For my classes, at least, I always reach on time. So I can be late for other things, but for work, I always manage to be on time. And a quick correction, I'm sorry, it's not the spleen. I sometimes get confused. It's the sternum bone. So Vaibhav just corrected me. I think I ended up saying spleen. Spleen is down there. We have the sternum bone here, which produces the antibody. So pardon me, I made a mistake. On that note, we have Mabel here, who's saying that you said at the starting that it is your own power. So it was good to continue to meditate, empowering the vibration and self-knowledge. I honor the founder of the movement, but don't feel the need to have her picture. Is it this necessary to continue the process, even though it is a personal process? That's a very good question, Mabel. And I completely understand that you don't feel the need to have her picture because this is absolutely your own journey. But the question is it that necessary to have her picture? So can somebody address the answer? Is somebody feeling like answering this question?
Yeah, okay, I'll have a go.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. The protocol that we use until you reach a higher level of awareness, you do not appreciate the value of the picture. So the first thing to understand is that it's fine not to use the picture, because the divine power is everywhere. So if you can find your picture that can do the job, feel free to use it. So it's at this early stage, with us still trying to find our feet and things like that, we come with a lot of ideas that we've picked up along the way. Some are false, some have no bearing on us, some don't give us any value at all, but we cling to them. There's a lot of false information that's on the internet, books. People have written books and books because the intention wasn't about the spirit. The intention was about a commercial enterprise to make some money. So the divine realm is not well understood at the level of your brain. You have to go beyond your brain to understand it. And that's what Sahaja Yoga gives you. So it's okay not to use a photograph, but the photograph, when you start understanding the protocols that Shri Mataji has introduced and brought, I mean, no ordinary person is able to open the Sahasrara chakra for you to be connected. So that's what she did and introduced on the 5th of May, 1970. So the process is new. So if you have a difficulty with it, it's no problem at all. You don't have to use a photograph. But what you need to do is you need to continue to meditate and understand whether your connection is getting stronger or weaker or whatever. It is just another part of all the tools that you have to help you out of a jam. So the photograph has got its own powers. And that's what you have to discover yourself. Like we said, don't believe anything that we tell you, experiment with it. So I'll give you a little experiment for tonight. I want you to take a glass of water in a glass or a metal container and place it in front of the photograph. Even if you don't want to meditate with it, just place the glass of water in front of the photograph before you go to sleep tonight. Leave it overnight, and in the morning when you wake up, take another glass, get the water from the tap and taste the water from the tap, and then taste the water that was standing in front of the photograph overnight, and you can come and tell us what the nature of the experiment was. So here's the thing, it's your experiment and the divine power is everywhere. So just enjoy yourself with it. There's no judgment from us, because we've all gone down that rabbit hole, and we've been abused by people taking a lot of money from us and thinking we can fix us up, only to find out that the divine doesn't know about money, and the divine didn't create money, and the divine gives us our heartbeat and all those lovely, beautiful things. So yes, look, we've got a lot of ideas that we need to unpack. And what happens is, after you get your realization, what you should be trying to do is try to create new experiences, new memories, and new ideas, but all will be enlightened ideas coming from an enlightened place. And when you've got enlightened attention, then all the ignorance that we carry with us falls away. And that is what Nirmala was trying to explain with her experience, was something that we call faith, but it's not superficial. It comes from the heart, the connection's good, removes all the fears, because fear comes from ignorance. And it's like the usual story, if you are groping in a dark room, you're worried you're going to trip over something and fall. But if you turn the light on, you could see exactly where you're going. And that's what this is all about. It's about enlightening your attention, strengthening your faith in yourself first. When complete integration takes place with you with regular meditation, then there's no confusion in your being itself. Your brain and your heart are aligned, all your organs are in alignment. So as a result, this confusion about, well, my heart is saying one thing and the brain is saying something else, all those things kind of start dissolving as you settle into your meditation. And you become almost intuitive. But for a guidance for a new person like you, listen to the heart, not the brain. There's a lot of noise in the brain. So stick with the heart. What comes from the heart generally is the right answer. I hope that was able to give you some guidance on that one. But yes, we all had to start somewhere. But thanks for coming and thanks for your question.
So yeah, thank you, Uncle Edwin. And Mabel, it's a very interesting experiment. I would highly recommend. It's easy to do. So in case you don't have Shri Mataji's photograph, we've uploaded them on the website. You can download it and definitely try the experiment. If you find that's hard to do, have a digital photograph on a laptop and just try doing the same experiment. See what difference it makes. Because we've time and again said that you have to become like scientists with an open mind. No discovery could have happened if the scientists never kept their minds open. If they didn't believe in the possibility, they would never have discovered something new. So just take it as an experiment. We've never forced anyone to do anything, and we would never do that. So if you just keep an open mind, experiment with the photograph, try it without it, and see the difference for yourself. So thank you so much for that question. I hope a lot of other people who might have similar questions, they'll also get an answer from this. So moving on to Auntie Sarah. Auntie Sarah, do you have any experiences to share in your own Sahaj journey so far?
Well, I might tap in a little bit to Shri Mataji's photo, because when I first came to Sahaja Yoga, I was a bit like that man that was walking with Shri Mataji in that first interview. And my life wasn't in a very good place at all. My health, my mental well-being, just in general, things weren't so good. And I went to a yogi, they were a married couple. I went to their home and got my realization. And I remember just wanting to go back because I loved this lady's face. I thought she was the most beautiful, loving, warm woman that I'd ever seen. And I just kept going back. And that was just the start of my journey, and it was very beautiful. And also the yogini, she was very wonderful too. She was quite a large, very homely woman, and I loved that about her, and just being in her home. And yeah, that was really the start of my journey in Sahaja Yoga. Very, very simple, but really very much about Shri Mataji's photo. But then just moving on in the years to Mabel's question as well, I've also, particularly over the last 10 years, had to spend a lot of my working life in very remote locations. And there have been some times where I've found myself in a situation where there's no photo, or there's no water, or, you know, something like that. So I've had to I've learned also to take my attention very much inside, and that that divine love is in my heart. So at the start, Shri Mataji's photo was what bonded me so strongly to Sahaja Yoga, but then over the years, I've learned to take that attention inside. So yes, a very, very beautiful journey, and it kind of maps in a bit to what Edwin was saying as well, that, you know, as we progress and our feelings inside become stronger, then things change. And that's the beautiful thing about Sahaja Yoga, that it's very dynamic, it's living, it's progressive. You're constantly growing and ascending, but it's very gentle, and there's nothing there that shocks you, or it's just very warm and nurturing and consistent and reliable, and it's always there, always, no matter where you are or where you go or how you find yourself or the state that you're in, it's always there.
Absolutely, 100% agree. When I first started meditating, I also bonded with Shri Mataji's photograph. I felt like I saw a bit of comfort in her. So when I came to Sahaj and I experienced that inner peace for the first time, I realized how noisy my brain was and my mind was. I just felt that sense of security and comfort every time I saw Shri Mataji's photograph. So it was a very natural tendency for me to keep it with me all the time. But I understand some people find it hard in the beginning. But just I've always seen her as a comforter. Like I feel that comfort, that warmth, which I feel keeps me very cozy, very warm. I feel that protection. So I keep it with me all the time. I used to keep it with me all the time for that reason in the beginning. And absolutely, it takes time to grow in your own awareness. But till that time, the photograph always helps. So Mabel's asking a few more things. Is it the awake realization a state of being, isn't it? Yes, so Mabel saying that the spiritual feeling of reality is what I feel like introspection. So I'm assuming you're trying to ask, like, is the first stage of realization introspective? And if that's your question, then I think yes, the answer is yes, it is introspective. So when your Sahaja journey begins, you do introspecting a lot. Like would anyone else like to answer this?
Yes, introspection, as I mentioned in one of the
yes
Q&A, I shared with them that, I wanted to be a better person after self-realization, because I wanted to be a good teacher. I wanted to be a good mother. So I used to come back, from my work, and at the end of the day, after my meditation, I asked myself, now, did I hurt anyone today? Did I speak harshly to anyone? And then when I asked these questions, I used to get answers about my own acts. And from there, I tried to be a better person. I used to get angry fast those days, with even with my family members, especially, with our spouses and people close to us. But after my realization, I said, okay, I want to be a better person. So then I started realizing, I became more patient, and, people could see that, I was not getting agitated easily. And then they used to admire that calmness after that. Then I used to tell them it's because of this realization that I got. And I used to share it with my colleagues in my workplace, how I was able to, get out of all these problems. So introspection is very important, because we should not look at the fault of the others. Don't find things wrong with the others, but find what is our own fault and how we can become better, so that we can share this love. After that, you become more loving, more calm, and you can share this with the others. So they will benefit too.
And that's the thing, when you meet Sahaja Yogis for the first time, you feel like you feel that warmth and that goodness. Like Auntie Sarah mentioned, that I also first started hanging out with Sahaja Yogis when I started Sahaja Yoga meditation. I found that all the people were so nice. Like they were non-judgmental. They wouldn't judge you. They would forgive you easily, and they would teach you to forgive yourself, not carry any kind of guilt. And the thing is that we carry all these burdens and we don't even know that we're doing it. We are carrying the guilt with us all the time without realizing that it's guilt. All you see is that, oh, I'm getting pain in my neck and I have tightness in my body. And then you're collecting all your stress and you're just thinking that this is how life is supposed to be. And you continue that way. It's only after you meditate, you realize, oh, I've been collecting all this guilt. That's why my neck is so tight. It's been hurting and it's been giving me all kind of grief, or I have thyroid, or I have pain in my neck, and those kind of things. And then you realize that on a subtle level, as Shri Mataji mentioned in her interview today, it's the roots, not the shoot. It's going down to the subtle being, you're letting go of your problems slowly. And from there, your introspective journey begins. You realize that it's just simply 7 virtues that you carry in you, which have been covered by the 7 vices, because you've become worldly wise. So your worldly wisdom has given you all the vices. So once you let go of all that false knowledge, you let go of all those false ideas, you understand that it is good to be virtuous, even though you might feel that you're not being smart, but you're being honest, you're being true to yourself, you're leading a life with dignity. You might not have a lot, but what you have is what will keep you satisfied and happy. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. So your introspection is a very, very beautiful journey towards yourself. So I hope that answers your question, Mabel. Feel free to unmute yourself if you have anything else to share with us or any other things you want to ask. Mabel, are you here? If you're comfortable, you can unmute yourself. All right. So let us know if you have anything else to say. In the interim, is there anyone else who would like to add to it? Yep. Hi, Mabel. Feel free to unmute yourself if you are comfortable. Otherwise, just put it in the chat window and we'll still read it from here. So while we're waiting for Mabel to reply, Auntie Jenny, do you have anything else to say?
I think, yes, as soon as we get our realization is when our spirit comes into our attention. But before realization, Mabel's saying thank you. Thank you, Mabel, for your questions. Before realization, it's our ego that rules us. After realization, our spirit takes over. So before realization, our ego tells us that we're really good as we are. Everything about us is really good. And we don't feel that we need to change or that we need to introspect. But when our spirit comes into our attention, we're able to witness ourselves. And as soon as we can do that, we can see ourselves as we really are. And then we begin to realize, oh, this needs to change about me, or that needs to change about me. And that is the beginning of growth. So yes, meditation is certainly the way that we change ourselves, but introspection is also a very important part of the way we grow. Because if we don't see ourselves, it's very difficult to change.
Absolutely. Actually, going from the same topic, I have something else that I would like to have the take of you guys. So let's see if you can answer this or put some light on this. A lot of the times, thank you, Xavier. That message is really nice. We're very happy with your progress, because Xavier says that his spirit is getting stronger, and we're very, 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 very happy to hear that. So a lot of the times, we have some ladies, mostly, I'm not categorically saying it's just women, but it is a natural tendency for some women to feel a bit more left-sided. Right? Left-sided in the sense they're more women, because they have that innate motherly quality, they are more loving. and that sometimes becomes a bit more emotional, right? So, for example, men mostly are more practical, so they are a bit right-sided and practical. I'm not saying women are not, but I've seen some very interesting cases where women are left-sided. They're a bit emotional, where they might feel a bit vulnerable because of their emotions, so they'll probably have their guards up, right? To cover that up, a lot of women become very right-sided. So they don't even realize that, but they tend to overwork in order to escape the emotions that they don't want to face. Now, when we did candling here, a lot of women were coming up and asking, I also wanted to do candling, I missed out. So what we realized was that some women who are left-sided emotionally, but they're also very active, very right-sided in their activity, because they are a bit careful of their emotions. They don't want to show to the world that they are emotionally vulnerable. Now we don't recommend candling for people who are right-sided, because they're already using up their right side quite a lot. So this is a bit of introspection for all you ladies who are watching this right now. You have to introspect for yourself. Do you do that? If you do, can one of you tell us what should people like that do? Because we don't recommend candling for them. They should not use the fire element to uplift their left side, because they're already going on the right to sort of look after their emotional side and protect it. But their emotions are not being looked after. The left side is not being nurtured. So what do people like them do?
Yeah, it comes back to what you said earlier on, the introspection. See, a lot of us, when we are having a hard time in our lives, we are so caught up and we are not looking inside for the answers. We are looking outside. So we'll talk to so-and-so because he knows so-and-so and he spoke with so-and-so and so-and-so is highly qualified. But the reality is, when you go to bed at night, you are sleeping with yourself and all your worries, and you know the truth. You know the truth about yourself. That's why we say, if you want to get the maximum benefit out of your self-realization, you have to be honest with yourself. Now, that honesty, nobody can judge and nobody can see. Only you can see that, because it's so intimate. And that's where the introspection comes in. And the introspection, if you do honest introspection, like people say, take a look in the mirror. You know, who's this person? Is this really this person? Made up, beautiful, everything, you know, shining outside, but inside it's all broken, if you know what I mean. So we are looking outside, we are looking for ideas from people outside. But like I said, in the middle of the night, you are just with yourself and whatever that makeup is, and whatever the masks you're putting up to fit into society. Some of us do these things because we don't want to be lonely. We want to be part of a club. So what we do is we become compliant. I know a lot of young fellas that I talk to, they say, oh, I just go to the pub because if I don't go to the pub, I'll have no friends. I have to have a beer, otherwise, you know, I wouldn't fit in. So what I'm saying is that peer pressure, societal norms that are all so artificial. Because you want to fit into a certain environment, then you are modifying yourself to fit into that environment. But if you look at yourself truly and be honest with yourself and say, well, this thing doesn't taste good. I don't feel good when I'm doing these things. Why am I doing it? That is the introspection part. And fortunately, for those that have got the realization, all you have to do is to just surrender to your Kundalini. Just say, Mother, I know I talk too much. I know I gossip a lot. I know I talk ill about my friends at work. That's bad behavior. Can I please surrender this to you? Even if you don't know the technicality about which chakra, whether it's a Vishuddhi or your heart or whatever, don't worry about all that. The heart, just from the heart, sincerity from the heart. Because the other thing you must remember, before your realization, a lot of people that don't have the realization have pretty decent lives. That is because human beings, the way we are made, we have been, all the righteous values are within us. And those people that lead a decent life and have a bit of emotional intelligence think, yes, I've got to be good, do good, look after myself and lead a decent life, but they're not interested in seeking their spirit. They still have the protection of the divine because of the virtues, the righteous virtues that you enjoy. And Shri Mataji explained this because some people were concerned about their good friends and their family that are not interested in seeking their spirit or getting their realization. And they asked the question to Shri Mataji, well, what's going to happen to these people? So she said to them, look, she explained exactly that all of us, just by being good and doing good and leading a decent life, we have divine protection. But it becomes enlightened, the depth and everything grows after your realization. So even without your realization, it doesn't mean you're a bad person because you didn't get your realization. We were built, we were made with so much of care, so much of love, so much of attention. We just lost our way. And we're focusing on the negative things or the mistakes that we've made rather than all the good stuff. So bottom line is, be honest, be patient, love yourself, and don't forget to meditate every day. You'll be fine. As you progress, your awareness will grow, your faith in yourself will grow, your integration will be completed, and you will love life. Thank you.
I think building on what you're saying, Edwin, and your original question, Monica, I think what has happened in society that we forget about those womanly powers. We forget of the powers that we have as women because they're not valued in society right now. So rather than use the candle, as you're saying, because if you are very right-sided, you don't want to use the candle because you have too much heat in your body, you can ask for those qualities. So those qualities of love, compassion, intuition, understanding. You can place your hand on your heart and ask for these womanly qualities to be awakened. And that way we remember the power behind them.
Because women are so strong, they can bear so much that men can't. We sometimes fail to value ourselves. So it's definitely worth remembering that we have a lot of resilience as women. And we have to, if we do not respect ourselves, we can't expect others to do the same. So rather than feeling insecure from within, it's nice to just put your hand on the heart and see the dignity in you. And I think it's worth sitting on the Mother Earth. It's always good to sit on the Mother Earth. When we say Mother Earth, it's not, I mean, you can sit on the concrete or on the carpet in your house, but it's outside in the garden, outside where there's grass, where you can see plants and greenery. It's worth sitting on the Mother Earth and just putting your hands on the grass and feeling the earth. The earth is also feminine. It has all the motherly qualities that it showers on us. That's why life is being sustained on this earth. So just take your cue from there. Don't feel like you need your guards up all the time. Feel free to be yourself and not let that insecurity come in, and just strengthen yourself from here. And Auntie Jenny, actually, can we do a meditation right now to strengthen the same thing? Because it comes back to the problem is that the root cause of being extremely right-sided is because we don't want to face ourselves, right? It comes back to the insecurity, it comes back to feeling vulnerable, it comes back to all those emotions which are left-sided. And we're trying to rule them out by being right-sided, by going
Yes.
into an overactivity. So instead of doing that, I mean, of course, you keep working and keep your activities on, but to strengthen the left side and your heart, we can have a short meditation that most people can do when they feel that way.
Certainly. So we can start actually by placing both hands towards the Mother Earth. We can close our eyes. And it's important to remember that these womanly qualities are as important in men as they are in women. We can place our hands on the Mother Earth and ask, Mother Earth, please make me like you. Please establish your qualities within me. Make me patient, forbearing, compassionate, nurturing. Mother Earth, please establish those feminine powers within me. Help me to see the power of those feminine qualities I have within me. We can now place our right hand over our left heart. And we can place our left hand on our lap. Mother Kundalini, please establish the powers of my left side within me. Please open my heart. So that I am able to feel my connection to everyone and everything. So that I am able to feel that compassion and love for everyone. Mother Kundalini, please help me to value the dignity within me. Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my heart. Make me strong so I can give security and peace to others. So that I can nurture others while nurturing myself. And we can bring our attention to the top of the head. And placing our hand in our lap and allowing us to feel that connection to the qualities of the Mother, both within us and surrounding us. And then we can open our eyes.
Thank you so much, Auntie Jenny. That feels really good. And what we're going to do is we're going to put, once these videos are uploaded, we're going to put timestamps on these videos. So just so you, we've done that for the first 10, and we'll do them for the rest as we go. So if you want to go back, on the description below, you can find specific parts of these long videos where there's meditation, there's Q&A, there's workshop, there's questions. So you can click on them and watch them again. So it makes it easy. But I hope you can come back to these whenever you need them and have a meditation when you're feeling like that. So thank you again, Auntie Jenny. That was really good, because I was getting a lot of texts from a lot of people who thought they were left-sided and they thought they needed candling, but in reality, it goes deeper than that, because no person is either just left-sided or just right-sided. We're all a complex permutation and combination of both. So it ties it up. It is about introspection. So I thank all of you all. There's no more questions today, so it's really nice. And we've had a meditation at the end, so that feels really wonderful. So I thank all the panelists for joining me today. And I thank all of you who've been here, who've been joining us every day, the lovely participants, and the tech team behind managing everything. So thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow for another session, day 18. So we're coming to the end of day 21. So hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you so much, and we'll see you shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Hi, Meeta.